Southwest Swimmers, I hope you are keeping safe and well. It's Jason here at Southwest Swim. So it's Sunday, Sunday, the beginning of open water season. Today was going to be our big launch of our open water. We were going to get our squad swimmers down for a bit of a social down at Lake 32 and then move up to Lake 86. So we were going to do a double dip swim, then have some breakfast. It was all going to be really nice. And then in the afternoon, our Sunday squad was going to be a full-on hour and a half open water session with the lanes out and the boys in. We'd have been practicing feeding, sighting, drafting, all the good stuff that we're used to doing at this time of year as we get people sorted. Zone 3 were going to give us our wetsuit demos, so we were going to be doing those as well. We can still get hold of wetsuits for you. Zone 3 is still trading, so if you do need a wetsuit, we won't be able to fit you, but we can still get those in. But as today was going to be open water launch day, what we're going to do, we're going to enlist the help of Maya, who's somewhere behind me, in the endless pool, and we're just going to walk through the most important skill that you'll need, and that would be sighting. So apart from swimming and staying afloat and getting the whole environmental aspect and your nerves calmed and nice and fresh in the water, sighting is the key most important skill in open water swimming. So what we're going to do, we're going to get Maya in the endless pool and we're just going to walk through the skills and how we teach sighting. You can practice this on dry land, and the idea being we're giving you a little bit of information so that when open water season does finally get here, we can get in the pool and we'll have all that background information in your head so you can get to grips with that a little bit more quickly than normal. So we'll get Maya in the pool and we'll get you all sighted up. Okay, so the first thing we need to work about how in our sighting is how best to do it. Now there's 3 different methods, and at Southwest Swim we coach one method predominantly because I think it's the most efficient method. Because when you sight, you're lifting your head up, you're looking forward to see what's in front of you basically, so you can keep nice and still. So as you lift your head up, your body will actually sink. Okay, so we want to try and minimise that sinking as we go through. So the way we try and do our sighting is, if I've got my head in the water here, and I'm going to breathe over to my right hand side. So Maya's going to do this with me as well. So have your left hand out, Maya. Okay, and my head's in the water, and I'm going to bring this arm over into recovery, and this arm's actually going to pull. And as this hand enters, I'm going to look up, and I just need to have my eyes out of the water. So we call that, what do we call that, Maya?
Sighting.
Sighting, crocodile eyes, okay? So as we enter the water, our eyes come up and the water level's here. And that just gives me enough time to glance at the buoy or the landscape to see where I am. And then this hand comes over into recovery like a normal stroke, and I pull and I just rotate and I take my breath in. Okay, so Maya, can you do that for us? So try to do it standing still first. So have your head in the water, and we're just going to bring that arm over. So, and then look. She looks up. Oh, and then puts her head straight down. So it's slightly wrong there. Okay. So we'll try that again, Maya. So we're here. Head's in the water. This hand enters, and I look up, and then I turn my head to take a breath at the same. So what we're doing, we're putting our sighting and breathing action all together. So we're not separating them out, and we're leaving our head up for a very short space of time. Okay, so Maya, do you want to try that again without moving? Alright. So we'll try that again. We're getting Maya to do it. Okay, so nice and just stood up. Okay, so just nice and stable. So arm comes over, hand enters, she looks up, and then takes a breath. You took the breath to the wrong side. Alright, so why we're getting Maya to do this, Maya hasn't done any open water swimming since last year, so her coordination might be a bit off, and that's a good thing, because one of the most common things with sighting is the coordination. And that's what a lot of people struggle with, coordinating the action to become one movement. Okay, so you can see there Maya lifted her head up, but then looked this way to take a breath, but the arm's in the wrong position. We want, if we're breathing to the right, it's look up on the right hand entry, and then on the left hand entry we take that breath as normal. Okay, so I do that one more try, Maya. Yeah? Okay. So our right hand enters. She looks up, left arm, other way, and then breathes to that side. So try it again. So right hand enters, look up, and then breathe to the other side. That's it there. Alright, so we're going to try and get Maya to do that in the endless pool now. Might not be a great success, but yeah, timing and coordination is everything. So what I want you to do whilst you're on dry land is basically practice this in your own homes. Get a mirror. Our squad swimmers are going to have some mirror work to do next week as well. But what I want you to do is practice the action of sighting, the way the Southwest swim guys do it, the way we do it here. So our right hand, the head's in, our right hand enters, we look up. This arm then comes over in recovery as it would normally. We're looking up and then we just turn our head to breathe, and ideally we want that one goggle in the water as we're taking that breath in. So we're going to get Maya to practice that in the pool while actually swimming. So we'll let her have a little practice and then we'll come back in a second. So what we can see Maya doing here is that sighting action. She just lifts her head up to the front to breathe and then rotates into the breathing stroke as she goes through. So it's very much nice and smooth. What I've done, I've given Maya a pull buoy to slow her down so she can focus on those actions and that timing with the arm. Okay, so as you saw from the video there, Maya was doing her best to sight. So the timing started to come. It's very rough around the edges, but this is why we're teaching you this now, that timing mechanism for the sighting. If you can practice this on dry land, it will honestly become a lot easier once you get into the water. Okay, so remember, we're just looking up, we're doing crocodile eyes. The water level is going to be here, and then we rotate into the breath. I believe is the most effective and the most efficient, where you're looking up first and then taking a breath. There are a couple of other methods which I'll mention now, which we would cover in an open water session, just for reference. So one of the methods is, as we come through, our hand enters, we look up, and then we basically go straight back down, and then we take a breath. So we're separating our sighting action to our breathing action, basically. Okay. I don't believe that's the most efficient method. The temptation is, as you come up to the front, you might suck in water. If you're getting a bit of a wave in front of you, that could mean you suck in water and you have a little bit of a panic or choke in the water. Okay, so prime rule number one, in my opinion, when you're sighting, never ever come up to the front and take a breath in. Okay, might work for some, but it's not a good move to do. The other method which we sometimes teach, depending on the athlete, and again it's very individual, there's some rights and wrongs in open water swim technique for some skills, and you've got to put in what's best for the athlete. So the other method is very similar to our first method which we taught, but instead of looking up first, what we would do is take a breath to the side on our breathing stroke, and then we'd come through and we'd look forward as the right hander is entering, and then our head would come back down. Now the downside to that method is, with our stroke technique, if I'm taking a breath here, to keep my head out of the water, this hand is going to press down. There's a danger of that hand pressing down, so I can leave my head out of the water and coming through. So we're not getting a good catch and pull from that scenario. However, some athletes that I've coached make that look absolutely perfect. So we've tried to change it round, it hasn't worked. We've stuck to that same method that they're using now. Okay, the handstand method going on behind me is not advised. Handstands in open water, you're going to lose a bit of time there. Okay, but yeah, different methods of sighting. Practice our first method and see how that goes for you. Okay, I hope this has been a useful video. Okay, say goodbye, Maya. Wave goodbye. Wave goodbye. Right, so for me and Maya, that's it. That's our sighting video for you. Practice on dry land. keep safe and well, so when you're ready to get into the open water, we're there for you. Okay, and have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.